The Chaperone is arguably the best PvP shotgun. You're going to be hard pressed to find anything that has more range, handling, and general aesthetic as the Chaperone. Unfortunately, it sits in the kinetic slot and takes up your exotic slot.
What the hell does that have to do with this scout rifle?
The Contingency Plan is a 260 arc energy scout rifle, and it boasts arguably one of the best damage profiles in the game. There's been a lot of attention given to the new Servant Leader Gambit scout rifle, and for good reason. It sits in the 260 RPM category, which is very reminiscent of the Randy's throwing knife, which despite Randy's being a scout rifle, was actually pretty damn good, and especially with the changes that have come to primary ammo, the previous drawback of not having deep enough of a reserves for this has pretty much gone away. And with a huge pool to pull from, it could be difficult to come up with something that is something you're looking for. Being that especially you have to go into Gambit and pray that you get the loot at the end of it. Well, this is where the Contingency Plan comes in. The Contingency Plan is a world drop. It's something that you can just get out and about just doing normal activities, and the loot pool in terms of the size of the perks you can get is exactly half. Unfortunately, there's only one really good god roll for this weapon, but holy crap, is it a god roll. I got it by accident. So if I've got it by accident, you can probably get it with some targeted umbral farming. Let's talk about some of the statistics with this thing here, because I can talk about how easy the weapon is to get and all this other stuff, but that doesn't mean squat if it's not actually worth it. At its base level, the damage profile of the Contingency Plan, like I mentioned, is that 260 RPM scout. For PvP, you're looking at 4 headshots, 1 body shot with a 0.93 TTK to the head optimally. So 4 head, 1 body. If you hit nothing but body shots, you're hitting 1.4 seconds on your TTK. 47 to the head, 28 to the body. Honestly, that alone is pretty damn solid. And now you have to understand where I'm coming from. This is coming from somebody who has more kills on Mida than I'm willing to bet you have in the entire game for Crucible. I simp this weapon. So if you hear me talking about a scout rifle and saying this thing is damn good, understand that this weapon's probably damn good. Scout rifles tend to get a bit of a bad rap. 260 RPMs break that a little bit. They're relatively forgiving for a body shot, and their headshot is pretty damn good. It boasts a range from 70 to 75 meters. Now, to put that into perspective, the 120 RPM hand cannons reigned dominant for a very long time because of their 1 second TTK at very, very, very far ranges. This pushes that and makes it look like chump change. It nearly doubles the overall range of this weapon, meaning that you'll be hard pressed to find an engagement where this weapon is actually experiencing damage drop off. We had to do some weird stuff on Bannerfall just to get this thing to happen. The recoil is a bit of a problem. It tends kind of to the left, which makes it a little bit difficult, especially if you're here on controller like I am. And the handling is not that great. It's kind of low for a scout rifle. Typically speaking, if you're going to try to compete with hand cannons, you need your scout rifle to have good handling. And its reload speed it's okay. It's all right. It's one of the better ones I've seen, despite it having an overall low stat. But this is where this particular perk roll comes into play. Let's talk about surplus and kill clip. Let's first talk about the damage profile that kill clip offers. Once you have procced kill clip, this weapon goes from 47 to the head and 28 to the body, 4 to the head, 1 to the body at a 0.93 second TTK to 63 to the head, 37 to the body for a 0.7 TTK and a 1.15 body shot TTK. Just looking at the body shot TTK of this weapon alone is very, very, very close to the optimal TTK of 180 hand cannons and 120 hand cannons, and it's literally nothing but body shots. I guarantee you're going to hit a few headshots in there. The range, of course, stays the same, but you can, of course, push it out a bit further. Basically, once it's got kill clip, you don't need to worry about range ever again. And once you attach the counterbalance stock to this weapon, the recoil feels almost vertical up into the very few last shots in the magazine. It is very easy to control. The handling goes from kind of okay to holy freaking cow, was I able to switch between weapons incredibly fast. Surplus buffs about 20 points of your handling every time you've got an ability procced. So if you've got all of your abilities procced, this thing is very similar to having quick draw on this weapon, as well as very shy of having snapshot. The reload speed is absolutely insane. The reloads faster than some weapons can actually fire another shot. Look how fast that reload is, and tell me that's not crazy. And here's the thing, it is 189 damage. All this comes together to the headshot damage of 189 if you can hit all 3 heads. Now, if you know your Guardian math, you know that is just shy of killing a Guardian at 3 resilience. It's roughly around 2 to 1 resilience that this will start to kill. So how do you remedy this? Well, you give it literally anything on top of it. What I would recommend is trying out the new Getaway Artist on the newest bottom tree arc lock. The changes that came to the arc souls in general make this feel so good because it pads out your damage numbers, meaning that you can actually forego that body shot entirely, making it 4 shots to the head if you don't have kill clip and 3 shots to the head if you do have kill clip, bringing your overall damage, assuming just one of these arc soul shots land, to 0.5 seconds. And I'm rounding up. It's actually 0.46, but I'm rounding up. 0.5 seconds on a weapon that is capable of reaching out to around 80 meters. If that doesn't sell you, I really have nothing else for you. We don't do weapon reviews, though there is a reason I have stopped everything I'm doing, decided to record late into the evening to tell you about this weapon. Because like I said, it is very easy to get. The perk pool is relatively low, so it's very likely you can actually end up getting the surplus kill clip roll because it's not that hard to get. You'll probably get it through the season just passively. Keep your eye out for this weapon, please. For all intents and purposes, you can consider this thing like a hand cannon that's automatic and has twice the amount of range. It is absolutely insane. Please, I know scout rifles get memed on a lot, but if there was ever a time to give a weapon a shot, this is the time. I know it feels like I'm begging because it is so hard to drill through people's heads that sometimes scout rifles can actually be a very viable option, especially when you have a damage profile that is so forgiving and has so fast a TTK as this. Servant Leader may be good, and it absolutely is, but it has twice the amount of perk pool to go through. There's only one place you can get it from, and it sits in that kinetic slot. So if you've got something that you want to run that's exotic in that kinetic slot, like the Chaperone, you're unfortunately not going to be able to run your Servant Leader. Sorry, I just needed to get that off my chest. If you want us to do more weapon reviews, just let me know in the comments. Leave a like on the video, and if you're new, subscribe. That all lets me know I can watch the statistics on this and know if this is something that we need to dip our toe into, because I know that's kind of popular in the Destiny scene. So, like I said, let me know. We might end up doing Wednesday weapon reviews or something like that. I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed this regardless. Bless your faces, and deuces.